Jimmy sends me a question. Why is it okay to be on the bottom? Specifically, I'm going to quote Jimmy here. I heard you talk about being on the bottom a lot and working from the bottom. Why is that justifiable? What are benefits am I gaining from being on the bottom? So why being on the bottom is so important? Listen, being on the bottom develops a strategy and skill of one, defending, but two, escaping. And if you look at Deka, a very fundamental principle of Jiu-Jitsu, which is defend, escape, then control, and then attack, that changes everything. We can't develop efficient way of defending and escaping if we don't put ourselves in these situations. A long time ago, I read a book where Admiral from U.S. Navy talked about during Second World War, he was taking submarines all the way down, way deeper, past the point of manufacturer recommended depth, simply to find out how much he can push the vehicle, the submarine, so he can learn what the limitations are. And there is something interesting about behind that concept. And by no means, please don't think here that I'm asking you to push past your limits. However, being in uncomfortable positions develops a mental state of controlling our mind, our emotion, our anxiety while we are working through things. So imagine this. You can learn how to swim without getting into the water. It's simple as that. You cannot learn how to defend or escape if you're not putting yourself in these vulnerable positions of being on the bottom and oftentimes being smashed. So why do we care? Why is this important to us? Well, Jiu-Jitsu fundamentally is an art or activity or a sport when defending is one of the primary focuses, because attacking is beautiful, but if we can defend and we cannot escape, the attacks become secondary. Those opportunities will never present themselves if we are unable to, one, defend, two, escape, and three, to control the situation. See, I often think about this as attacking is the last final stage. It's almost a result of everything else that we are doing. If you want to have a phenomenal guard passing game, you need to know how to defend the guard. And you cannot defend the guard if you are not on the bottom. So as you continue exploring this beautiful, beautiful activity, art, sport that we all love, I encourage you to put yourself in these vulnerable situations and test out the waters of being in the weak spots, often the spots that we don't get ourselves we don't get into. But yet, Thomas, come on, that's a boring stuff. That's boring jiu-jitsu. That's not exciting. How am I going to submit somebody? And this is the interesting part of training. Listen, if you ask me how to improve your jiu-jitsu, how to become a phenomenal defender, and how to control the situations, I will tell you every single time, put yourself in those situations. Get on a battle, lay down, let your partner pass your guard and work from disadvantage. Work from the point when you are not comfortable, so you can, one, calm your mind, two, troubleshoot the situation as you need to, and three, the most importantly, make right decisions under the circumstances of stress and anxiety. So, Jimmy, as you're asking me why being on the bottom is important, one, it develops a skill of managing the situation. Our mind sometimes goes crazy. The anxiety hits us, the adrenaline hits us, and we don't make a logical and smart decisions. Being in those vulnerable spots puts us in a state where our brain and our body gets used to the fact of being under stress, and we can develop almost an immunity system, if you will, almost a point of ignoring the distractions, and we can start making smart decisions for ourselves. So if you ask me, being on the top, it's awesome, it's fun. There's nothing more that I like than smashing my partner. However, being on the bottom, this is what develops the true jiu-jitsu, develops these key components, which oftentimes are very, very useful. Keep on training. Stay on the bottom. Peace.